Hello everyone, and thanks for joining me. Today I'll be making another Christmas card, and I will be using these cute stamp sets from Memory Box. I also have the matching dies for the Merry Christmas stamp set, and this stamp set right here is called Bunny Wishes, and I will be using only the three. And I finally got to purchase this Paper Smooches Mirror Blocks stamp set. I'm going to be using this for doing some mirror stamping today. I mentioned this set in one of my last videos where I was showing you how you can use your MISTI for mirror stamping. But today I'm going to play with this set. So I will first create my mirror stamp image. And I saw this being done by Jennifer Maguire in one of her videos. So if you want, you can check that out. I won't be needing this mat for my first stamping. You kind of need a piece of acetate here to mount the stamp with the lines facing up. And then I'm going to take that solid block and just put it on top. I'm just making sure that my package here is sitting straight. Just going to put the magnet. So I can now close the door on my MISTI and pick that block. For mirror stamping, you kind of need an ink that is pretty juicy. So I'm gonna be using my VersaFine, and I'm gonna ink this up and then close the door of the MISTI and press. And you can see that I have now the stamp stamped onto my block. I'm gonna repeat this so my ink is juicy enough, because after I will finish stamping this on the block, I'll have to transfer that onto the paper. So I need that to be as juicy as I can. I'm gonna remove this now, and I can put my mat, and I'm just gonna take a piece of paper and stamp. I'm gonna repeat this 2 or 3 more times so I get a perfect line. Okay, so that's much better now. I'm gonna wipe this off, and I'm just gonna use my Ultra Clean from Hero Art. And you can see that it cleans up very nicely. And I can now stamp my bear in its original position. And I'm gonna be using this My Favorite Things ink for stamping, because I want to do some Copic coloring on this one. And I don't know if this is still wet, but I'm gonna try to emboss this with some clear ink so I can use my Copics on this image also. Otherwise, if it's not gonna emboss, I'm just gonna use my colored pencils. So that embossed pretty nicely, and the embossing powder also made the lines from the stamping a bit more intense in color, so that's even better. I'm gonna be stamping a couple more of the elements that are in this set, and I'm gonna stamp the scarf and the hat. I'm gonna be using my matching dies to cut everything out. And I can also use my matching die for this one, but I'm just gonna have to, I have the other one on the back. If I put it against my window or a light source, I can match the die with the image that's on the other side. So I just raised my paper against my lighting bulb, and I was able to see the bear from the back. I just aligned my die with this bear here. I'm just gonna run this through my Big Shot, and here it is perfectly cut out. It may seem a bit of a longer process, but this way you can get the most out of your stamps. You can use this mirror stamping technique and create more elements out of your stamps, and also is great because you can use your matching dies. So I'm gonna quickly color these in and we'll see you once everything is done. I have everything colored. I'm gonna move on with the rest of my card, and I'm gonna be stamping this Christmas tree, and we'll be using the green leaf by Simon Says. I'm stamping this a couple of times onto this white cardstock, and then I'll be trimming everything with my scissors. I have here my card base, and I want to create that effect of snow, some banks of snow. So I'm just going to use my scissors and cut a curved edge on this cardstock. And I'll be using my tumbled glass blisterous ink and my ink dauber. And I'm just gonna use another piece of paper here so that I can dab off the excess. And I'm gonna use this as my stencil. And apply a bit of the color where the curved edge is on my paper. I'm not gonna go all over my card base. I'll be careful not to go on this side so I don't get that straight edge there. And now I can assemble all my elements. And I'm gonna use a bit of adhesive tape to adhere the hat and the scarf. And I'm gonna cut a slit where the arm of this other bear is. I don't find my X-Acto knife, so I'm gonna try and do that with my scissors, at least to have a starting point so I can place my scissors inside. And I could have used some smaller scissors, but I can do it. Okay, so I have his arm lifting right now, and I can start assemble my elements. And I'm gonna have these trees scattered onto my card, and I'm using my multimedia mat to adhere everything down. Now I'm left with a tree, and I'm gonna stuck this underneath the arm of my bear there, and I'm just gonna put another small adhesive dot on the back of his paw, and then close it so that the tree stays put. I'm gonna be using some foam tape on the back of my bears. Now for my sentiment, I will be using the Merry Berry Christmas from this set. And because I'm not sure where I want to stamp this, I'm gonna first stamp it onto an acetate sheet and then just move it across my card, and maybe here it fits nicely. Okay, I'm gonna stamp this at the top right. I'm gonna be adding a bit of snowflakes, and I'm using my Nuvo crystal drops, and this is White Blizzard. And I'm gonna be using the silver crystal drops, and this is called Silver Moon Dust, and I'm gonna add this onto the white part of the hat. And I think I'm gonna add a couple of these also, because the color is pretty nice. Okay, I've added a bit of those crystal drops onto the trees also, and that finishes my card for today. Very quick and easy, also using just a couple of supplies. I hope you had fun, got inspired. I thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye bye.